Have you ever wondered why garlic is considered a miracle cure for so many ailments? Have you ever tried consuming more of it to boost your health? But beware, this superfood, as beneficial as it is, could turn against you. How? Seemingly trivial mistakes in its consumption could cancel out its positive effects, and in some cases, even make it dangerous for your health. So what are the mistakes you must absolutely avoid when consuming garlic? Here are 8 mistakes not to make with garlic. I'll show you how to consume this superfood safely to get the best out of it. We'll also talk about a few recipes to integrate garlic into your routine properly. But in the meantime, give me a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss our future posts. Let's go. Mistake 1. Not crushing or chopping the garlic. One of the most common mistakes is not crushing or chopping the garlic before using it. You might think that simply cutting it into pieces is enough, but it's not. The magic of garlic lies in its active compounds, mainly allicin. For this enzyme to form, the garlic needs to be crushed or chopped, thus releasing its therapeutic properties. Imagine this. Every time you crush a clove of garlic, it's like releasing a miniature superhero from its prison. Without this step, you don't unleash the full potential of garlic. Keeping a garlic clove intact is like keeping a racehorse in its stall without ever letting it run. You have a true culinary and therapeutic powerhouse in your hands, but it remains unused. Why is it important? Allicin only forms when the garlic is crushed or chopped. This enzyme has antimicrobial, antioxidant, and anti-inflammatory properties. Not activating the allicin is like eating a superfood without any of its superpowers. Practical tip. After chopping or crushing the garlic, let it sit for about 10 minutes before using it. This allows the allicin to form fully. You can then benefit from the full power of garlic for your health. Now that you know how to unleash the full power of garlic, let's see why it's important not to consume it in excess. Mistake 2. Consuming too much raw garlic. You might have heard that raw garlic is good for health. That's true, but only in moderation. Consuming large amounts of raw garlic can be very irritating to your digestive system. Imagine swallowing liquid fire. Well, that's roughly what your stomach feels when processing too much raw garlic. It's like inviting a bull into a china shop. It can cause real havoc in your digestive system. Raw garlic is extremely potent, and although its benefits are impressive, they can come with discomfort if you overdo it. What are the risks of eating too much garlic? Excess raw garlic can cause heartburn, bloating, and even nausea. Prolonged contact with raw garlic can cause contact dermatitis, a type of allergic skin reaction. So to avoid discomfort, introduce raw garlic into your diet gradually to allow your body to get used to it. Mix raw garlic with other foods to lessen its intensity. For example, add it to a salad dressing, mix it with vegetables, or even honey. Mistake 3. Forgetting the side effects of garlic. We all know that garlic can cause persistent bad breath, but that's not all. Garlic can also cause body odors and skin irritations. The typical scene of garlic breath is when you approach someone and their breath seems to have spent a week in a garlic plantation. Have you ever been around someone who just ate a generous amount of garlic? The smell is sometimes so strong you might think they bathed in garlic. It's not just the breath that's problematic, but also the body odors and skin irritations that garlic can cause. Here are the discomforts to watch out for. Allicin and other sulfur compounds can lead to persistent bad breath, sometimes up to 48 hours after consumption. Handling raw garlic without protection can cause burns or skin irritations. So here's what you can do to avoid garlic side effects. Wear gloves when handling large amounts of garlic. To counter garlic breath, chew fresh parsley, mint or sage, coffee beans, or drink green tea after consuming garlic. These tips can help eliminate garlic breath. Mistake 4. Cooking garlic for too long. Another common mistake is cooking garlic for too long or at too high a temperature. Overcooking garlic destroys its beneficial compounds, especially allicin. Think of it like a superhero you plunge into molten lava. It would lose all its powers. Garlic is a delicate ingredient in cooking. Cooking it too long is like leaving a souffle in the oven for an hour. You'll end up with something completely different and much less pleasant. Allicin, one of the most beneficial compounds in garlic, is destroyed at high temperatures. Why is it crucial? Overcooking destroys allicin and other bioactive compounds, thus reducing the health benefits. So what to do? Add garlic at the end of cooking to preserve its beneficial properties. Fry garlic over medium heat for just a few minutes until it's lightly golden. Mistake 5. Ignoring drug interactions. Garlic can interact with certain medications, especially blood thinners. Imagine a scene where garlic plays hide and seek with your medications, trying to disrupt their effect. This can increase the risk of bleeding and make some treatments ineffective. Garlic can play the troublemaker when consumed along with certain medications. It's like adding an unpredictable player to a well-organized football team. The result can be chaotic. What to do if you're under treatment? Consult your doctor if you take regular medications, especially blood thinners. Inform your healthcare provider about your garlic consumption so they can adjust your medication doses if necessary. Mistake 6. Believing all garlics are equal. Not all types of garlic are equal in terms of benefits. Fresh garlic, garlic powder, pickled garlic, and garlic oil have different nutritional profiles. Imagine a race between a Ferrari, fresh garlic, and a family car, garlic powder. The performances are not comparable. There are many forms of garlic on the market, and they're not all equal. It's a bit like comparing apples and oranges. Fresh garlic contains higher levels of beneficial compounds, while garlic powder or pickled garlic may have lost some of their nutrients during processing. Important distinctions. Fresh garlic, the richest in allicin when chopped or crushed. Garlic powder contains less active allicin but remains a convenient option. Garlic oil may not contain significant amounts of allicin but has other beneficial compounds. Practical tip: prefer fresh garlic to maximize health benefits. Use garlic powder or garlic oil for convenience, but know that their benefits may be lesser. Mistake 7. Storing garlic incorrectly. How you store garlic directly affects its freshness and content of active compounds. Poorly stored, garlic can sprout or rot, losing its benefits. Imagine opening your cupboard to find a forest of small garlic sprouts. Not very appetizing, is it? Garlic, like all foods, needs an appropriate environment to maintain its freshness. Storing it under inadequate conditions can lead to the loss of its beneficial properties. It's a bit like leaving a bouquet of flowers without water. They will wither quickly. So, how to store your garlic properly? Avoid moisture. Garlic should be stored in a dry place to prevent mold. Store at room temperature. Do not store garlic in the refrigerator as this promotes sprouting. Keep it in a dark, cool, and well-ventilated place. Use a paper bag or a mesh basket for better air circulation. Mistake 8. Neglecting garlic quality. Not all garlic is equal in terms of quality. Organic garlic is often richer in nutrients and safer to consume, as it is free from pesticides and chemicals. Choosing poor quality garlic is like choosing a cheap imitation of a luxury item. The quality of the garlic you consume is crucial. Imagine buying a luxury watch and realizing at home that it's a cheap counterfeit. Poor quality garlic can not only taste inferior but also contain pesticide residues. So what quality criteria should you consider? Opt for organic garlic. It is grown without pesticides, safer for health, and often more flavorful. Prefer fresh garlic. Fresh garlic has firm, dry skin. Avoid soft or sprouted bulbs. So how to safely integrate garlic into your diet? Number 1. Prepare a fresh salad by mixing chopped tomatoes, fresh chopped garlic, basil, olive oil, and balsamic vinegar. It's an excellent way to consume raw garlic without feeling its intensity too strongly. Number 2. Fry chopped garlic in olive oil until lightly golden. Add diced vegetables, vegetable broth, and let simmer. It's a delicious and healthy way to incorporate garlic into your diet. Number 3. Place crushed garlic cloves under the skin of a whole chicken before roasting. The garlic will infuse the meat during cooking, offering rich flavor and health benefits. Ultimately, garlic is a fantastic ingredient, loaded with health benefits and intense flavors. However, to get the most out of it, it's crucial to know and avoid these common mistakes. So, are you ready to become a true garlic master? Next time you're in the kitchen, remember these tips and make sure every clove of garlic is used to its full potential. Thanks for watching the video. If you found it useful, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. How is garlic consumed in your region? Share with me in the comments. See you soon.